The Karenni Patong tribe, or Longnecks as they are often referred to, have been singing the same tune for all too long now.
The Burmese troops, they attacked our Karenni headquarters, so most of our villagers have to flee inside Thailand.
Their unusual appearance is distinct, with shimmering gold rings wrapped around periscoping necks. The Patongs are unique to this region, but their struggle is like many other ethnic hill tribes living here in Thailand. All have been forced to flee the former Burmese country of Myanmar and a government accused of genocide. The atrocities against their people are well documented.
From year to year, Burmese terrorize our people, burn down the village, burn down our church, rape, torture all our people.
This is nothing new. The Karenni's fight for freedom has been going on for more than 50 years.
When Burma gained independence from the British, they tried to organize the Karenni to join the Union of the Burma. Karenni leaders refused all the time because they preferred to be separate independent. In 1948, they invaded the Karenni.
The Karennis are just 30,000 of over 300,000 refugees living in the northern border region of Thailand. Here just outside the remote town of Mae Hong Son, the Thailand government has set up 3 villages where tourists can pay an entrance fee to visit the Longneck tribes. Some see it as exploitation, calling it a human zoo.
We have never intended to be like this, so we also feel very sorry for that.
The harsh reality is, it is better than what the Karennis had in Burma, and does allow for income, money they would otherwise be unable to make in a regular refugee camp. To their credit, Thailand has been a savior in opening up their doors to all races. The Karennis appear grateful.
The Thai government is very nice, okay.
I like here better in Burma because in here for a day I have weaving, for selling, and when tourists come, they buy. I like.
The tourists snap pictures and most curiously ask the same question. Doesn't that hurt?
In the beginning, a little bit painful, hurt in the shoulder.
First time I start first, a little bit, but now get used to.
But it's not for everyone. Mapai, seen here with her mother, is the only girl in her family who doesn't wear the rings.
I don't like, and difficult, also heavy.
There are many stories as to how this practice started. One legend has it that the rings were worn to protect the neck from tiger bites and a most certain death. But the reason it continues today?
Make it feel beautiful for tradition too.
When the tourists leave and the shops close, the Longnecks show they're just like any other kid. I'm in northern Thailand near the Burma border, the site of a former refugee camp where 25,000 Karennis have lived for the past 10 years. Until recently, the site was razed to consolidate camps, and once again the Karennis were forced to move.
A lot of them are going crazy and with depression because they can't do anything. They can't leave the camp. They can't go back to their country, Burma. They can't stay here. They just moved them from this camp to another camp, so they're kind of in limbo.
This Vietnam vet has been delivering medical supplies to this region for the past 15 years. The Santa Barbara resident requested to go unnamed.
So this is the clinic where they're all born and raised at, and then I don't know, thousands of babies were born here in 10 years, and they live in these chicken shacks with no hope and no future. And across that mountain, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of dead bodies.
We were not allowed access to the camps, but we did obtain this exclusive video from Refugee Camp 3. It shows the deplorable conditions these people have had to live in.
Nearly 10 years already, so continue every year they live the same place.
Almost all of these children seen here have lived in this refugee camp their entire life. They are the lucky ones compared to the others left behind the border, still fighting or worse yet, unable to fight, becoming victims at the hands of the Burmese military.
There's a lot of one-legged guys hopping around from the landmines, and it's just a nightmare.
Hill tribesmen are often used as porters to the military, human landmine sweepers clearing the way for Burmese junta. Inside Burma, machine gun fire echoes through the hillsides.
We started from a village called Wangkang on the border.
Francis just arrived at Thailand, escaping to this discreet safe house just across the border. He relays some of the horrors he's heard.
The soldiers, they rape the girls, say about every 2 or 3 days.
Murder, rape, abduction, slavery, all apparently condoned by the Burmese military.
If you're with the intelligence, you can do anything in Burma. You can do anything. You can sell opium. You can buy all the buy and all that. Anything you can do.
The European Union and the United States have imposed sanctions against Burma in an effort to initiate reform. A glimmer of hope back in 1990 when pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi won a landslide victory for her party. But the ruling military regime, SPDC, calling themselves the State Peace and Development Council, rejected the people's claim to victory and subsequently jailed Aung San Suu Kyi. In 1991, she was awarded the Nobel Prize for her efforts, but sadly remains under house arrest to this day, despite international pleas for her release, along with hundreds of other political prisoners.
The hope the international to give more pressure to give the SPDC to open the talk with the dissident and agonists, including like Karenni.
Unfortunately, the hope for political reform has fallen on deaf ears. Most just want to go home.
Yeah, I miss.
You want to go home?
Yeah, I want to go home.
Until then, they must endure with hopes that one day soon, they'll be singing a new song. In Thailand, Greg Montemero.